Hello. Hello everyone and welcome back to part 22? Part 22. Okay. We finally have YouTube chat working. So that's very exciting. MB, do you want to give it a quick test? Make sure it's, you know, working. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so last time we were working, we were getting sorting to work. That's all done now. So now it's time to actually get the search to work. Um, that shouldn't be too hard. So let's go back to our history screen. And find the search thingy. There it is. We'll wait for my analyzer to catch up as always. Come on. I don't know why it always takes so long the first time. It's not even that big of a project. Well, I think it's throttled on changed. So. Oh, I am trying to add that in the wrong place. There we go. That's my fault then. Okay. So if query is null or query is empty, we are going to want to set the search query to null. Well, let's do it this way. If query is empty, then we'll just set it to null. How about that? Okay, and then we'll call search. Okay, and now we have to add in our search query stuff. Okay, search. And search. I never actually set any of this stuff to true now that I think about it, did I? Is this ever set to true? Or did I just completely, like... Alright, well... Okay, that should be good for now. And then we'll call search. And we will want some getters and setters for search query. Hmm. I guess we don't actually need to encapsulate here because we can just have it so it always sends the search query. That really wouldn't bother me, since it should theoretically just be like one string. Should pretty much be nothing. Okay, and we'll send the sort key. We'll get a read back. Search key. And then we'll send in the search key, the search query, I guess. Let's just do, if it's null, we don't do anything at all. Is that what we should do? If this is null, why don't we instead do run all. That way it will refilter everything and resort everything so that the search isn't a problem. And we'll want so only our search will end up sorting the list. So I suppose we actually don't want to sort afterwards. Because that would pretty much defeat the purpose. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So going back here, we're going to want to send the search query. And we should get another read back. where the readback is the search query. Well, I guess when we send it, we can just expect it. Well, what do I do for sort? Um, yeah, I guess I still expect. Usually, I like to do a one, you know, main thread to child thread to main thread to child thread in terms of sending messages. But we kind of double back and we send to the child, then we receive to the main, and then we receive to the main again. Um, kind of, I like to keep it more as like almost like a synapse kind of deal. But it's what it is. It seems to still work anyway. So I think we can pretty much just get this back if I'm not mistaken. So it's sort of search rank. And then I think that's it. So now we need to get isolate search up and running here. We'll get the search query, and then we'll send that back. Then we'll grab this. We'll add this to the master switch. And we should also have a reset key. Which doesn't... Let's create a new exception. We'll call it on filter reset exception. And we'll just say filter isolate reset. Okay. Now class filter reset exception goes like this. And if this message is a string, well, we can just do is equal to reset. Well, reset key, then throw filter reset exception. Okay, so if we ever have to fail, we can now return immediately up top to here, which I think will be great. So let's run all the way up here into future void throw filter. Throw filter reset. And then we'll do expected, received, unexpected response, expected, received. And we can grab the isolate controller, and if that's still around, we could send the reset key. Okay. And actually, this isn't a feature at all. It's actually kind of nice. Okay. And this shouldn't happen, but just in case, if somehow the search query got reset to null again, we should just send the reset key again. And we can return. Okay. And I decided I do want to encapsulate this because we can do something like this. If value, well, let's rename it to query. If query trim is empty, and we set it to null. There we go. All right. Now I think if we run all the way down here, we'll do filter controller, reset key. This should be private. And just to check, let's make sure we're getting the right search query here. Searching for food. Awesome. Okay. Now the fun part is creating all of these search utils. Because I want this to sort of be a fuzzy search. So let's grab the fuzzy search package. I think this is the right one. Fuzzy search, Flutter. I think there's another one, isn't it? Yeah, fuzzy wuzzy. I'm not sure what the difference is between these two. Or this. Oh, I guess this sorts by the score when it returns it. This one doesn't, but this one does also. I'm genuinely not sure what the difference is. I mean, this has a cutoff of 50, so that's why it's not showing more, but it should theoretically return the same stuff. At least this and this should be the same. Is the only difference that this one has a limit? Why don't you just put like a limit option in extract all? This was updated most recently, so I kind of feel like I'm going with this one. I always prefer my packages to be maintained. Okay. Um, we're going to also need to send over search headers. The search headers probably don't change that much. So I don't know if we should just always send them, because the query will just always change pretty much. So it's not worth, you know, adding a dedicated refresh, you know, because I could do refresh search headers. Which might be good. Hmm. Filters changed. True. Okay. And I guess we'll want to do the same thing for entries. Yeah, I guess we just have to do where we send over some search headers. I think that might be uh I don't know. Yeah, let's do a whole thing. I'd rather do it right. Search keys changed, refresh. Search keys, key. Send search keys. ChatGPT, you're kind of fucking with me here. Okay. And search keys. Okay, and then we'll also add search keys. Nope, don't want that. Okay. Seems my YouTube chat client is not working because I have exceeded my quota for accessing the API. Didn't know I could. Okay. Let me quickly fix that up. We'll just do 5,000. Since apparently using the recommended interval doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, it's not that you, yeah, all right. It's not that you keep sending messages or anything, which you haven't. It's that, so the YouTube client is pretty stupid, where you have to keep querying YouTube and asking, hey, are there any new messages? Hey, are there any new messages? Hey, are there any new messages? And apparently you can only do that so many times. Whereas what do you call it? The Twitch client is an actual listener, so when Twitch gets a message, it will just send it to me. So YouTube sucks, I guess is the conclusion here. Surprise, surprise. What was I doing? Sending search keys. Okay, and I guess future isolate receive search keys? Is that how I named it earlier? Yeah, okay. All right, and we'll get a field for search keys. All right. Now we'll need a map of those indexes to the entry choices. For let's do it this way. Over here. For entry. And then choice will be a string buffer. Choice to string. And for each key, we'll take it, convert it to a string. And to differentiate between each key, I guess we'll just put a pipe. Okay, and let's print out our entry choices. All right, now it is nothing because I never gave it any search headers. So let's add name and brand. Is that not what they are called? Oh, they are. Search keys, search keys. Oh, I never told it to actually send the search keys. There we go. I guess if we don't have any search keys, we could just send back nothing. That's pretty okay. Why is this spinning here? Oh, well, what did you get? I'm curious now. What string is this? Here. Will that get it to not explode? There we go. All right. Just because it wasn't getting anything. Okay, so now we actually have to build out those search utilities that we were working on. Let me get rid of all this stuff. And let's do future void search map. And it will take in a map like this, and its query. And these are required. Okay. And this will be an ordered list of K. There we go. So let's grab Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy. And we'll do extract all sorted, I suppose. The query is the query, and the choices are the values. I don't care about a cutoff or anything like that. And results. And I guess we could take the results and then map them to the index it returned. or I guess we'll want the reversed map. Didn't I make a thing where I could tell it to like get the reverse? Flip. That's what it was. Flip. Okay. Yeah, I think that should do it. Maybe this actually isn't the best way to do it. Maybe we should make a list of keys and then a list of choices. Then we do that, then this becomes choices, and then this is super easy now, where it's, we get the result.index, and we index directly to it. I think that's the better way to do it. Because the other way I had it had the potential of, if for some reason a couple keys had the same, string, we would get kind of, our indexes would get messed up. As well as this is not required to be a iteration safe map, but this way it always is. I think that works the best. Okay. So we can now do int ranks, search ranks, search utils. Oh, apparently I already have this stuff from my other projects. Kind of like this new one that I made better, if I'm being honest. Maybe we'll hide that in here. Where would that be? Under utilities, search. Let's comment that out. Flutter pub get. Okay. Eric's assistant, my project. Are you sure? Oh, we had actually used these before. I see. Um. Okay. We can make basically the same thing. Where it's search list. And this will just be called choices. We don't need any of this stuff. Okay. Maybe we actually just return this just to be safe. That way we don't get like nothing. Search list. Okay. I am so hungry. My stomach keeps rumbling. We may not make it the full 2 hours. Don't taunt me. Okay, let's do food 2. And food 2 jumps right to the top. If we just do food, shouldn't matter, but then if we do food 1, should all come back. Okay. Let's do brand 2. And I think it's time that we went ahead and actually gave these some interesting names. How about this one is our favorite tomato soup? Campbell's. And this one is the Oreo by Nabisco. All right. And okay, cool. All right. So we now have to put these in an isolate. So let's do compute. Where we take a big nothing and we send in a nothing. We throw this in here. Pull this out. And I guess that's pretty good. Easy. And now we do the same thing here. And oh, we actually should choose whether or not we use an isolate. Use isolate equals true. If use isolate, otherwise we can just call it as is. Since our filter controller is already running everything in an isolate, there is no need to redo it. Um, and results. Okay, so if we go to our filter controller and we go to the search map, we can say do not use an isolate. But that way we still get to use an isolate when we're searching for nutrients in the food menu. So let's make sure this works. Vitamin K. Okay. No pun intended. And audio. Perfect. Whew. Okay. Pretty cool. What happens if somebody actually searches for a pipe? Oh, and that's a problem. Okay, and the nutrient selection one. Actually, this might already default to not letting you. No, it does not. Okay. Embedded searches should always only have one line. Okay. So far, so good. What else needs doing? I suppose it would be cool if I could say something like, add a reset button, and it would automatically add a little reset button at the end of the text field. reset button. And then we'll init. If widget add reset button, text controller, add listener. And then we'll set the suffix widget. If widget add reset button and text controller text is not empty, then we will add a compact icon button, which will reset the text controller and I suppose we'll want to call this back and say that we added null. And its state is already declared. What? Oh. Why is this stuff all the way down here? There we go. And what's up with that? There we go. Perfect. And for the embedded search, we're also going to want that always. Oh, seems like we actually already do that. But manually, that way we can close the overlay. Right. Actually, let's see if we can get it to work without that. Strange that it's not resetting itself. Um, that worked here, didn't it? Yep. I think I know why, and I think it has to do with the overlay. I think the overlay is taking the tap button, and so really it's not actually hitting it, it's just that I tapped out of it. And this needs to have a nice color. Uh, let's do border. Left, right. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty good. All right. I think I am actually going to call it here because I'm so hungry. My stomach just won't stop, and it's getting to the point where it's a little bit painful. So I think that's it for today, especially if I have to keep staring at the word Oreo and tomato soup. So, thank you for watching. This was part 22. See you again on Friday. Okay, bye-bye.